Yo, what's up? This your boy Z Energy God. This Tribal Country for the Foe, history, and we talk about spiritual events as well. And we talk about a lot of different things. So, with more to say, I'm gonna bring in Zero. How's it going, man?
Hey man, I'm Zero Cathos, man. I'm back in it. I'm awesome. What's up, guys?
Yeah, what's good, bro? Want to talk a little bit more about Samael the angel,
Whew.
and any other articulate angelic situations.
Okay, man. Is there anything specific you want to know, or you want me to just take off
We could
talking?
go into history of Samael.
I
Then
don't
we
know
can
about
go
the
into
history of Sam. I know he's like the spirit is old. There's a lot of spirits that are in Western occultism that are taken from like older archetypes. Okay, so when it comes to like dealing with the spirit, you have to look at the archetypes. That's how I work with them. Like they answer to certain names and stuff like that, but
yeah.
that doesn't mean that that's their original name. You know, and some names have more power than others. So
Mhm.
that's all I know about the the history of Samael.
There we go.
But I can tell you that he's dope. Like he's from what I hear from other practitioners, like his energy is old, like very old. Like, he may be
Okay.
like one of the primals, honestly.
I'm gonna plug my PC plug. About to power down. Hey, dude, what's the what's it like working with him?
He's one of those angelic energies where he's all about balance. He does promote balance. If you check out the Cliphotic tree as well as the tree of life, the Kabbalistic tree
Yeah,
of life, he's on both of them. So he has a good understanding of quote unquote darkness as well as light. The interesting thing is that when he's on the Kabbalistic tree, he is known as the poison of God, and a lot of people know him as the
yeah,
angel of death. But
yeah.
like on the
Blind.
Cliphotic
Yeah.
tree, the sphere of Samael is a sphere of creativity. Okay, so like he's not just about destroying stuff. He's a very good teacher. Like he's very straightforward. Oh man, like he's the epitome of masculine divinity. Okay, so he's manly. He's manly as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like he's all about uh he's the other half, of divinity. Like he's the expression of the masculine half of like God, he is in service of God. A lot of people think that he's like demonic, has a dark side, and he's fallen. He's not fallen.
Hmm.
He is definitely in service to God. He told me that. Where like, yes, he does believe himself to be a God, but he is not the creator. Like, and he's all about his mission, to
What is
serve the creator.
so? What is his position? Like, you know what I'm saying?
What's his position? I
Hmm.
mean, his position is he's a soldier.
Soldier.
Um, yeah.
Gotcha.
So whatever orders he gets from on high, however he gets them, like that's what he does.
He sound like an assassin, bro. Like I remember the game Assassin Creed. That just put me in mind. Yeah, that put me in
No,
mind of Samael. Like every time I
he's
hear that name, bro.
he's not an assassin because like he's not the type to come from the shadows. Like if he's coming for you, he's
Straight
coming
up.
like straightforward. Yeah, like this this dude is a warrior through and through.
Hmm.
Like he's like he knows his mission. He's sure about what he's doing, and like he's gonna accomplish what he does. And that's just the way the angelic are. they're, I hate to say fanatical, but like, yeah, like they're fanatical about like their goals, and they get their goals accomplished however is possible.
Hmm. So
But
what's some of his avatars like some of his avatar forms?
you mean like what he looks like?
Yeah, what's some of his forms, like some of the avatars, because they have more than one like form, like like it could be a sword, you know, somebody that's off the street that looks like you with dreads or whatever.
He's a black guy with dreads. That's his
That's
avatar.
yeah. I think I probably did see him. Um, I don't know why, bro. I remember one particular night we was talking about it when you said you had where he came in, where he came to you that day when you said Samael visit you that same following day, and I spoke him up, and you were like, man, he just visited me.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember that vaguely. Yeah. Nah, but he's really cool. And it's like he doesn't want people to be afraid of him,
Hmm.
and it takes understanding of where he comes from. You know, you know, these days a lot of people are embracing the divine feminine, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like at the same time, in order to create a balance, you have to embrace the divine masculine as well. Like you have to understand that in order to
Hmm.
be complete, you have to like embrace both sides and come to an understanding of both sides. Um, and I think that Samael is one of the perfect beings to bring you back from an extreme. Like if you've been on the extreme involving the divine feminine, Samael is the one that'll like be the extreme that'll kind of bring you to the middle, because like he's like the epitome of masculine energy.
I heard you. I remember it was when you was like talking about him, and he was like the type of person that lights a flame under you.
Oh yeah, like definitely a motivator. Um, definitely a go getter, and it's I believe a lot of angelic energies are like that, where it's just kind of like they're about moving forward. Um, and he's the one. He's just kind of, if you're in the way, he'll go through you.
I noticed so by you, well, by us or anybody else in the occult community, when they're working with like the angelics, do is it? I know it's possible that we pick up the same energy as them, and also like the whole eagle and your eating habits. I'm gonna say it's changing. Like you could actually feel it. Like your body's just changing. It's on a whole new different vibration. So it's like when you wake up, it's almost like you feel a little bit drained, but you still want to go forward and enjoy that rest of the day. Then I felt like, what I'm saying, like it's like I couldn't turn it off. Like, what I'm saying, like it just like totally zapped me out. And I'm like, man, I'm tired. Like, whoa, where this coming from? You know what I'm saying? Because like your
uh,
energy is.
yeah, it's working with the angelic energies is going to be kind of tiring if you don't know how to like recoup from that. One, I do a lot of meditating in the sun. Like if it isn't too hot, it's starting to get hot, but like
I'm glad.
I will sit out. I will sit out in the sun, and that's also where you get downloads and stuff. But
Hmm.
it helps you recharge. Two, I work overnight, so like I have a tendency to sleep during days, but I've found out that like you will only sleep, like with me, I've only slept like 4 hours, and then I'll get up and be good, and then I still need that daytime. I still need to soak in sun. Um, your eating habits change where I know that we talked about like consuming sugar. Like I
Oh,
really like orange juice. I like eggs. There are some times when I have cravings for like sweets,
cake.
and I feel like
Mhm.
those are the things that keep you high energy, and like angelic energy is very high energy. So like your body's going to
Glucose.
try to adapt
Mm-hmm.
to to compensate for the energy that you're using.
High
um
rush.
it's
Mm-hmm.
also good because like with your body, that when you're constantly working with the angelic energies, you burn fat because like those energies keep you going. They're very dynamic. So you will see like bodily changes, like physical changes.
I swear, I feel like coffee, man. You know how somebody drink coffee or that strong like decaf? It's like you gone. But
Well,
when
that's
that
that's
when
one of
that
the reasons.
energy is gone, when it's gone, oh man, shut
Yeah,
down.
you do have to be very careful about working with certain energies because it can cause insomnia, it can cause burnout. So like you do
Mm-hmm.
have to pace yourself, and you have to be very self-aware, and you do have to set boundaries when you do those things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about, it's not necessarily like about that particular spirit being good or bad. It's just about you have to understand the nature of the spirit that you work with, in order to work with them efficiently. If you don't understand the nature of that spirit, well, then, you're going to mess yourself up if you're looking to work with that spirit closely, but you're not identifying the nature of the spirit.
Mm-hmm. Like you were saying, you have to get to know 'em.
Hmm.
So you have to put
Absolutely.
that in. You have to put that in your notes, your memoirs, and write it
Yeah.
down on the paper for like
Test the
intent.
waters, ask the questions, like they'll be real with you. I mean, as long as you're genuine, as long as you approach them from a place of love,
Mhm.
um, and then like they don't lie. I've never been lied to by an angel, and they'll be real with you, and they'll tell you how to kind of keep up. You know, and if
Like
you
you
like
mentioned.
explain to them, there are some angels that are used to like working with human beings, so they understand the limitations that we have. But there are some angels that are not, and so like you have to explain the human limitations to them. You have
Mm-hmm.
to have an open communication, two-way, where you have to say, hey, like it's okay to say no, I can't do this because I need rest. And a lot of people don't, a lot of noobs and inexperienced people think that when the spirit tells them to do something, they have to do it. But like at the same time, you need to recuperate your energy in order to do the things that that spirit is asking you to do in order to spiritually evolve.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Definitely, bro.
As Samael always says, it's not a race, it's a marathon. So there's no use in burning yourself out.
And sometimes it feel like you in gym with them. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you just came from a gym. That's how your body be feeling when you wake up. It just feel like a burnout. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know
because they're going
I
to give you
feel
a workout.
exactly what you're saying. Yep, exactly.
Like
So any
heaven is a place that doesn't sleep, bro. Heaven is a place that does not sleep.
like New York, the city that don't never sleeps.
Yeah.
That's where they got that quote from. Hey, so what was it like when you first met him? Like, you know what I'm saying, when you first met Sam?
When I first met him in this lifetime, we had beef because I didn't understand. Like when he comes off, he's a little bit rough around the edges. He's very, into women, which is and when I was first exposed to him, it was kind of like he'll anything that gets in his way without hesitation, he will destroy it. So it's like um if he's on the hunt for women, like females, and you get in his way, he will destroy you, like without a second thought. Like if you are in the way of whatever goal he has in mind, he will destroy
Mhm.
you. But when I first met him, I guess I wasn't in his way. Like he was aware of me and let me know a little bit about himself. But at the initial meeting, it was more kind of like I didn't like the energy that I was presented with. And really that was a lot that was going on with me because I had a lot of beef with the angelic. Coming out of Christianity, like I had a certain mindset about how they were, and I had to fix myself. So, like, the problem really wasn't with Samael. The problem was with me fixing some internal stuff. And
So,
once I fixed that, like, our relationship got a lot better. Once I, um, made a peace pact with the angelic and said, I'm going to approach these particular spirits with love and see how that progresses.
so who calmed the situation down? Was it Michael?
Who calmed the situation down? No,
Yeah, the
like
peace
I
pack.
mean,
The peace pack. You had to go to Michael first to like, what I'm saying, straighten that out.
no, no. Like I'm not sure who I went with. Like I think it was Metatron, where I was just kind of like, I don't want to fight the angels. I don't want like beef with the angels. I don't know why they're coming at me crazy sometimes. And like I'm just here for knowledge and understanding. And once I, like made that pact um with heaven itself, then things got a little bit better. And that was before I decided to apply love to that. Once I started accepting them, for who they are, saying, hey, they're different. Maybe I should try a little bit harder to understand them and also love them. Then my relationships got way better and it got easier to contact angels.
Hmm. Is they more different, like as far as like the daemons? Because do they wake you out of your sleep, or they just like, what I mean, kind of come to you like on a human plane existing type of thing?
I think they're very different, extremely different. Um, uh, Demons are, or daemons, they're more like down to earth and they have a tendency to understand humans a bit more than angels. Angels are a little bit higher functioning and a little bit more alien. Um, like I said,
Esoteric.
the ones that have constant contact with human beings, like they're going to understand some of the things about human beings. So it's going to be easier to work with those particular angels. However, there's a lot of angels that come off as mechanical, like even computerized because they're very logical. Um, and, you know, that may sometimes give a person the sense that they're cold and calculating and almost reptilian in nature, but they do have feelings, and um, the more you get to know a particular angel, then the more you get to recognize like that they feel and what they care about, and like they become a little bit more relatable but they're still very, very different from human beings.
Mm. So I was just thinking about what you were saying about Metatron, right? He's the left, and I don't know who sits on the right, but it got to be Sam, or he just, I forgot what it was though. It's on the tip of my mind. But though, like the situation with Metatron, he's like the father of the angels, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. Metatron is a title. Okay, so the title requires that whoever fits that position has done a tour in heaven as well as a tour on earth or in hell. Um, so, from what I know, like the different angels take turns. Like if they do the work, then they make that title. Um,
Mm.
yeah, so he's not the father of the angels. It's just another kind of position.
Right.
Uh, yeah.
Gotcha. So is Sam from this Earth plane?
Oh, man. Is he from this
Cause
earth plane?
I'm just getting the vibe, like the vibes, like he was like here, and you know what I mean, like he was
They've been
like in
here.
the,
They've been here longer than us. I'll tell you that.
yeah.
They're more terrestrial than we are. Um, I can tell you that Sam is a protector of humanity and a protector of Earth.
So
Okay,
he's one of
so
the guardians,
he's definitely a guardian. Um,
gatekeeper.
and he wants humanity to thrive. He has children here that he wants to see um, thrive, and so he's fighting to keep us safe.
Yeah, I can feel that. You know, just like the fight, so above, so below. So it's like anything that happens there happens here, or anything happens here happens there.
Well, I mean, it's like he's trying to, from what he's told me, he's trying to just keep the people, not people, but like the outer influences out. Anything that's not supposed to be like near Earth or anything like that.
Yeah,
And I mean, I guess he's like one of those beings that is all about our evolution. Like wants to see humanity evolve and become something stronger and something different and better. Uh, and so like he's ensuring that like we have that cushion of safety so that we have the time to develop into something better.
yeah. I know in the native traditions they talk about angelics too a lot too. In different traditions, they do talk about these angels, but they got different names for them. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like in Yoruba, they call them something else, and Santa Maria they call them something else, and all the way from Buddhism and you know different tribes of culture got different names for them. You know they call them wingmen. They call them the people from above, the sky people, and they got so
Mhm.
many names. And it dates back to like before the Atlantis books already was on the shelf, and we and like in thought in teachings that Emerald Tab is talking about them too as well. Um, I was trying to get to the point where the involvement of Earth, how different beings have different how they have children here, like
Mhm.
different beings, and the angelics is on like an extotarian. So the extotarians all connected as one big circle. We still a lot of people are really if they are attracted to that, they're attracted to that. Then they'll go pick up the energy and learn that. And they, once they learn that part right there, It's just like one person right here might know the dark. This person right here might know light. This person over here might know extraterrian. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole. It's like a different category. Everything had different powers and energies attached to them.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I
that's what
mean,
varieties of working with different energies and stuff like that. Because a lot of people just assume just like it stop right there. It don't. Just like Thought says, everything is everlasting knowledge.
oh yeah, like you can keep going and keep going because there's always more to learn. Um, like the only limit is what you put on yourself when it comes to learning things about magic and what's out there.
So any like downloads he showed you or gave you, or he have he taught you any lessons like while working with him?
Uh man, I can tell you that Samael is not down for the feminization of men. Um, he's really about men being men
Mm-hmm.
and women being women. Like he's not against, the feminine divine. He says that they do have their place in like spiritual evolution and here on earth, but like he does not like the imbalance. Um, and he can teach you some things. Like he can tell you about the different angels and how he feels about them. He can get you in touch with certain spirits. Like he can teach you necromancy. He can tell you about vampirism. He can um, send you protection. But the thing is, like one, he's really about you doing the work. He's not going to give you anything if you have not earned it. If you're not seeking to
Work
do
hard
the
for it.
work. He's not a genie. You should not try to access his energy if you're just screwing around. Like he's not one of those entities that I wouldn't say that he's not forgiving, but like at the same time, like he's serious about like the work. Okay, so like if you want to make a pact with him, if you want to work with him, like you've got to be very serious about what you want to do.
And them packs
Um,
is very serious. You need to tell that to the people too
well,
about them
especially with
packs.
angels, like angels, like they don't mess around. Like where
Yeah.
demons might mess around, or like if you do something with the fae and stuff like that, and uh, there's some cushion and stuff where like they're kind of lenient. Like with the angelics, okay, they're serious. Like this is
Mm-hmm.
serious. Like they are scary serious, like obsessive even.
Yeah.
I dare say. So it's kind of like um if you have that mentality where it's like, all right, I want to be a beast at what I do and I'm serious about making progress. That's when you tap into the angelic energies, because they don't screw around. If you're serious about like progressing from a logical standpoint, um, because there's logic and there's intuition, from my experience. Okay, intuition comes with the feminine divine, but logic comes with the masculine, and you have to learn to balance those things. Um, like if you have a deficit of logic, tap into angelic energies, but you have to realize what you're getting into. Like you're asking for work.
It's like military strategic That's what it feel like. But like, somebody like kind of like on you, and they kind of like stay on you, trying to get you right and groom you away. Like an athlete, that's exactly what they doing. They like grooming
Definitely,
you to be the ultimate you. The more the more powerful you. So
definitely
you have to go.
military.
Yeah, so you got to go through the training camp. So the training camp is like the books, the meditation, the dedication, and um, what you put into it, so you can get out of it, making peace with yourself and harmony, and reaching that high vibration, 33rd parallel.
Yeah, but I mean, like 9 times out of 10, any angel that you come upon is going to be a soldier. That's
Yeah.
like mostly what I see whenever I tap into the angelic energies. So
Mm, definitely, bro. So how's the astral traveling been going lately?
astral travel's dope. Like every time I go to sleep, I go somewhere else. It's all about tapping into the energy, doing the work. When you do the work, like stuff starts coming automatically. You get, I wouldn't say stuck, but it's like the more you work with magic, the more you tap into the current that you're working in. So if you're working with angel magic, so to speak, um, and you work a certain amount and like you're very regular with it, then it's going to come more naturally. It's going to start kicking in more naturally, like where you say, "Hey, I want to speak to a certain angel," and then you go into meditation, and they just come. There's a lot of, when you get to a certain point, you don't need much ritual. It's just kind of like focusing and your intent. Uh,
I noticed some of those words that they're using, these so-called like Hebrew words, it sound like native tongue a little bit. How these words is like kind of like um come off. Like they have one word that calls all the angels. Um the word like Hashima calls all the angels and get them attention. Then you go into that the phase of, you know, protection of yourself, and other things, your area, what I'm saying, like cleansing space and stuff like that before you get into the tone. These words I never use. The words seem like off when you like look at them, but it started to like make sense the more you keep doing it, like you were saying.
I don't know about any secret words or anything to call on the whole host.
Yeah, it's in the book.
Um,
I know because it's different from each person though.
yeah, I mean, like I speak English and they understand English, so like as long as they get me, to where I need to be speaking. If I'm speaking English, like I don't feel the need to learn another language. However, when it comes to Hebrew, it's very good to do some studying on like what the letters mean because they are symbols that represent concepts and ideas. And I'm not talking about just words. I'm talking about even the single letters. Okay, so when you study like the Kabbalah, you may, learn a little extra stuff about Jewish lore and the Hebrew alphabet. So, um, I would definitely like have a cheat sheet next to me. If you're studying the angelic and you come upon Hebrew, uh,
Mm-hmm.
definitely study what the words mean, but also study what each individual letter means as well, because they're packed with occult symbology.
Each word have a different power. Each word have a different meaning. What about names? Does saying each different name has power to it?
Oh, absolutely. Um,
Just like Samael, his name.
well, L is, going to be one of the epithets of God. Okay, so that in itself is going to have power, and then the first part of the name is going to be descriptive of their job and what they do. But yeah, um, as far as I know, all the direct children of L like have L at the end of their name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that because a lot of more like people that's in like the Moors and stuff like that, they have El Bay or they go by L or it's another one they use too as well. Another one they use as well when these different names and stuff and they're attached to the Hebrew uh the alphabet of that lettery. I think it's just something to like identify each person that they are part of some group, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's not even Hebrew. I've come upon it in Coptic. Uh, so like it predates the Hebrew. Like it goes back to the Egyptian, and probably I wouldn't be surprised if it went back before the Egyptians. But that's where Coptic was, and as far as my studies go, that's as far back as it goes. Like it may even originate in like Sumeria, Mesopotamia, but I can only speak on what I study.
So what about okay, Michael and Sam? Is they brothers or are they just like distant?
No, they're definitely related. Definitely. They may be the same, like from a lot of the talks that I get with other practitioners, as well as the gnosis I get. They're very closely associated, so they may be a mask of the same entity, or they may be like even like very close brothers that were created close to the same time.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I was hearing that too as well. Like you know what I mean? Because I can identify. It seemed like some of them, like Lucifer and all them, like kind of like in the same like tier, like they all like related or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, they are. Like Samael. See, Lucifer is more like a title. Um, and so anybody who is a light bearer or a bringer of knowledge can fall under the title of Lucifer, and Samael has done that. There have
Mm.
been multiple spirits that have been underneath that title. Um, and so that's probably why like Lucifer would be compared to Samael or Michael as being like related to them.
Yeah. Far as like, do you there is like this big thing with the angels, right? Like the dark and the light and stuff like that. Okay, they can have both aspects, right?
Depends on the
Dark
angels.
energy, light, and the light energy together, right?
Like a lot of angels do have their own kind of duality, but you know, there are some angels that can only go so far into the darkness and um, without going crazy.
Mm.
So, some lean more towards light, There are some angels that lean more towards darkness, and that's because light is a spectrum. It's a sliding spectrum. Like you have light that is more detectable, and so that would be more on the brighter spectrum, but then you also have light that is less detectable. That would be on the darker side of the same spectrum.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I definitely want to like work around some things and like bring some new material in and bring some more information in. Light and dark. Even if it's just the history part of what I'm saying, the different situations that these time zones that was flipping back and forth.
Hmm.
And what I'm saying, it goes far back to like ancient days of the golden era, um before Christ, before the Atlantis and stuff like that. I want to bring some of that real, that real spiritual information from like back then. You know what I mean? So it's like the memories is there, and we have to just do the work and understanding the what I'm saying, the power in the meditation.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like meditation is your best friend when it comes to magic.
For real. Meditation. It definitely is, bro. So I guess, man, when we get a chance, bro, like we can just we'll get together and drop some more like Egyptian knowledge 101.
When I learn more about Egyptians, the Egyptian
Yeah,
deities and stuff like that,
I'm still trying to I'm pulling in some of that information now.
I've
So
got kind of like several projects that I'm working on right now. I'm focusing more on the Gnostic side, the Christian Gnosticism. Um, but I've also like sometimes when I take a break from that, then I study Egyptian lore and um, like I've gotten through the book, The Kemetic Tree of Life, and climbed that, and that was amazing. That's an amazing book by Muwata Ashby. I think that's the name of
yeah,
the
Ashby.
author.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep, Ashby. Yep.
like yeah, he's amazing. Um,
You have a meditation in there too as well.
like there's yoga, there's meditation there, and there's a very deep explanation of the way Egyptians practice their faith, um, and the way they saw the archetypes of the gods. And it's very useful how he portrays those archetypes. It's very easy to use the book to tap into those archetypes. Um, I don't know if that's just me, but like I swear that it's almost talismanic the book, um,
Hmm.
but it's very very useful. Um,
Yeah, he got several books too.
oh yeah, he has a whole library that is probably good to tap in. I just recently bought like another book by him that was on divine love. Um,
Mm.
because I feel like that is a very important part when it comes to spiritual evolution, like understanding uh, the unity and the connection between one another and how we all function within this universe and how to come to a point of acceptance. I haven't gotten too deep into that, but if it's anything like the Kemetic Tree of Life, I know I'm going to enjoy it and that I'm going to learn a lot from it. As for the Egyptian pantheon, like I've worked with the major ones, but there's so many other ones to work with. I'm very interested in learning what the Book of the Dead has to say, but like you have to find a copy, a translation that is kind of like legible and understandable. So I think that right now is my biggest hindrance when it comes to
Mhm.
delving deeper into other aspects of ancient Egyptian practice.
Yeah. I was gonna say that by you working with these angelics, they also can connect you with other angelic extraterritorial beings as well.
They can connect you with different deities of different cultures. Like with
Yeah.
Samael, he had me contact Ogun. He had me contact Medusa, Aphrodite. Um, you know, he's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not reserved to just one religion. Like they don't believe in one religion. Um, I think it's more about tapping into certain energies in order to get a certain goal done. Uh, and it can be those different energy archetypes can span different pantheons. It's not about being Christian or it's not about being Muslim or Jewish. Like because these energies have existed way before religions have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely, bro. I guess whenever we get a chance, bro, we can drop some more knowledge and some more information down the line when we get a chance, bro. You still got your book available, right?
Yes, my book Grimoire of Damnation. It's the left-handed path grimoire, and it helps you to get into that mindset where you break away from programming, and then you kind of condition your mind to be ready to take in the spirits that are considered left hand in order to spiritually evolve. I do plan on eventually releasing a book um, that helps people contact the angelic. Like, there's no timeline on that because I like to take my time and make sure, like, all the rituals that I have in that work and that I do connect to those specific spirits. So it's not like when I write books, like I just put them out there. Um, I do the work to make sure that, like, if it works for me, the likelihood of it working for somebody else is going to be um, high as well. That's genuinely working and tapping it.
Is you gonna make that available on Amazon or are you gonna just go on,
I plan
promote
on
that?
I plan on making it available on Amazon because there are people who are outside of the country, and when I was shipping things privately, um, the site that I had up was not able to ship to other countries unless I like paid more money, which was ridiculous. So if I publish on Amazon, it'll be available for people outside of the United States. And for me, I feel like getting the information out there is what's important.
Hey, I noticed the whole time when we were saying Samael name, I could just feel his energy presence.
I wouldn't doubt it, you know. Like they're very watchful, they're very vigilant, and like uh, certain things get their attention. So I'm not surprised if he would be there observing.
And what about like leaving information like we doing now? Say like the information we presented for the people online, and we open them. We actually bringing awareness. Uh, is that kind of like showing like some kind of like gratitude towards them?
Absolutely. Putting in the work is like one of the biggest ways to show that you appreciate what they do for you.
Exactly, bro. Um, I know Memorial Day has passed. That was like um a day to kind of like commune the ancestors that day. To show some kind of gratitude, some sort of type of love for Mother Earth as well. When that memorial has passed, to show some kind of tribal some nourishment. But we have to do this right here to bring balance to the whole situation with the planetary alignment with the energies on Earth. So that was a major step for everybody. There's, a lot of people out there need to apply themselves for even doing that. You know, taking the time out to put in the energy and the love, because it goes a long way to help bring awareness to a lot of people.
Right. Right. And unity is like a big thing.
Big
It's
family.
important. I personally feel like if we unify, then that would speed up our advancement. Because if you have more minds and you have more hands doing the work and you have more people experiencing more, then you would get a bigger picture, with more pieces of the puzzle. Um, and that's why like unity is very important. And I feel like both sides, like when I was studying both left hand and right hand, and kind of finding like my balance. Both sides pushed for love and unity, um, even though it's not something that would be expected from at least one of the sides. Uh, but I feel like they both sides know like that's probably the fastest way to advance is together.
Facts. There's big facts. A lot of people need to know that, because this could bring the energy um heaven on earth, so to speak. Yep. So we finna get ready to close it out. So any last words, bro, you want to say, or what I mean? Um,
I mean, just always be sure to do your research. I always tell people like don't focus on one source. Gnosis is very important, so be sure to do the work, tap into source, and then get understanding from that. Um, and just practice love and unity. Be cool to one another. I know it sounds
definitely.
hippie and stuff, but like that's the way to be. You know.
Yeah. Facts. I guess, man. This is a part of the show where we just say, "Yo, this is your boy Z Energy God, and this is Zero." We just bring you nothing but the information from a spiritual aspect. So y'all be mindful and stay grounded, stay love, peace to the ancestors. Yo, we out of here. Yo, peace.